Hello and welcome. It's your boy Ben Tinsley from Afro Franco. I was looking forward to this opportunity to share with you all to give you a bit of a tour of my recently released thematic unit, On aime la musique. So, just giving you an idea as to what it is. At its core, this unit is a PDF file that houses hyperlinks to different scripts and to Google Earth projects, to authentic source videos, and to different assessment tools. So, just looking at it a bit through here, we have our essential questions, our performance ranges, where we'll be, our outcomes through the different modes of communication, including intercultural. And so some lists of structures, priority vocab. And then the good thing about this is that it's rooted, one of the many good things about it is that it's rooted in comprehensible input and in acquisition based strategies, and that it centers the practices and products, the cultural practices and products of Black and Brown people throughout the French speaking world. So, with all of those things, um, there's a lot of teacher choice that's involved. You don't have to use everything, but there's things that can be applied to all different levels. So one of the questions that I've gotten a few times so far is, what levels do I think this would work for? I really see parts of this that would be really beneficial to early novice kids, the students, I should say. And then there's plenty that could be applied to a class that's up to, advanced low, that would be beneficial to them, particularly when we look at it through the lens of the cultural analyses that we'll be able to do. So the units, this unit and the units that I develop are really divided into three subunits. We center the cultural practices and product, whatever it is. In this case, is la musique. And so we always start from home. And there's another video I posted where I talk about map talks and what we do there. But we have this opportunity to start from home, and we do this analysis, this critical analysis of our own cultural practices and products in that particular realm. So here, as a school or as a class, we can say what are some popular styles of music. Here I have links to the different um, resources that you might need. But then we go through, and in a very similar way, we look at our two different locations. And in this case, we go to Senegal and we talk about les Antilles. And so each location, we start with a map talk. And there's plenty that can be done there where we just learn about the geography and the people and the history and the indigenous peoples and religions and other languages that are spoken. And then we get into that particular cultural practice or product. So there are links, these are hyperlinks to the scripts and to the different resources that you might use. Each location also has an excursion mini story. So that has a Google Earth project that it'll link you to. And there's a script that you can use as a teacher. And there's a simple true false quiz attached to that. But the Google Earth project, for example, will walk us through a trip that you can go on as a class. And so we start out at the airport. And as we go through, there's a script that'll walk you through each slide too. C'est nous sommes à l'aéroport, classe. Il n'y a pas beaucoup de monde à l'aéroport. And then we're going. All this happens in the target language, right? On traverse l'Atlantique. Où est-ce qu'on va? Alors, on arrive au Sénégal, classe. Nous allons au Sénégal. On commence notre descente à l'aéroport Blaise Diagne à Dakar, right? And we will have studied Dakar and do all those sorts of things. We end up arriving there. And so that's all one part of a sub part of that unit. So we go through our two locations. We have all these things. We study La Biguine music that comes from Les Antilles, all the same sorts of things. Kids have an opportunity to study an authentic source video. And then finally, we have our summative activities. So there's a summative story script. Again, you can use parts of it that fit and parts that don't. The structures from that are pulled and show up in the earlier part of the unit so that you can build up to that. There's another Google Earth project that goes with it. There's a quiz. There's holistic rubrics that go. And then there's also this write and discuss the cultural comparative analysis. And this you can do as a class. teacher led, or you can have the students do it as an interpersonal, um, as interpersonal task, where they have to using this Venn diagram, they as a class will compare and contrast the cultural practice and product, one of the cultural practices or products that were studied, and one that they mentioned from home, one that comes from their own culture or community. And so, just in that process of figuring out what goes where, what elements go where, they're negotiating meaning. They're using the language that they've been taught throughout the unit, and they're doing it in real time. So they can do that in the interpersonal mode here in the planning process, and then they can put it all into writing on the presentational part. I like to give choices where they can either put it in writing or they can create a video, whatever it is that they end up doing to demonstrate their ability to meet that target proficiency range. So that's the unit. I hope that that answers some questions. I want to say thank you to everybody for your support. And importantly, I want to say thank you on behalf of your students for the efforts that you're putting in to center Black and Brown voices in our classrooms. So I wish everybody the best of luck with what you're doing in your classrooms. Thank you again. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any thoughts or ideas, okay? Take care.